Tired of long waits and rushed care at the ER and urgent care clinic? Next time, stay home and let Dispatch Health bring the power of the hospital to you.
I call Dispatch Health. A care team of medical professionals actually come to your house.
They're the same caliber of people that you would see if you were at a hospital or an urgent care.
Dispatch Health can treat most non-life-threatening emergencies.
They can do the x-rays, they can do stitches,
urinary tract infections, blood test, urinalysis, ultrasound.
It's almost everything that they can do at the ER.
You never feel rushed. They're there for you and only you.
I felt like their only patient.
And it costs no more than a trip to urgent care because Dispatch Health is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. See if we serve your home at dispatchhealth.com.
Dispatch Health really went above and beyond.
It's wonderful to have care come to your home.
House calls are back, and they're better than ever. Learn more at dispatchhealth.com.
It didn't listen to me. It walked out of the thicket. It turned around and looked at me.
They looked up, and in this tree, there was a monkey man. And the monkey man jumped down out of the tree and started running away.
And suddenly, they're right in front of the car. He slams on the brakes and manages to stop, and he's skidding because it's like quite, gravelly. And literally for about a second and a half, they just stood there because they don't know where to go, and you tell them panicking. They're like really nothing, and their face is like twitching.
Welcome back to Bigfoot Society, a podcast where we focus on cryptids, the strange, and the unexplained of this world. If you've got a story or something weird to share, send an email over to me at bigfootsociety@gmail.com. And if you'd like to support this show, head on over to patreon.com/the Bigfoot Society. And now, on with the show. Wow, welcome back to Bigfoot Society. What a weekend this has been. I was able to go down to Lexington, Kentucky to take part in the Cryptid Con festivities. And if you've never been, it needs to be on your bucket list for cryptid stuff to do. You know, I was a little bit nervous about going through the airports right around Thanksgiving, but I'll tell you, like, they were fine, no issues. I had a great time. I met so many fans of the podcast, had so many people come up to me, tell their stories, and just be able to chat with them. It was such a good time. Thank you to each and every one of you that saw me wearing a shirt on the floor, came up to me and chatted. I really appreciate that. Didn't have a booth this time, but maybe in the future we will get that set up. I met so many friends that had been online friends, and now I can say they are, absolutely real life friends. The cryptid community is amazing, and then, I'm just gonna rattle off some names real quick, and if I don't say your name, don't get bent out of shape. I'm going on not a lot of sleep, and I love you all just the same, but. Man, I met everyone from Cliff and Melissa Berrickman, who are just fantastic people, the nicest people in real life. I met Mark Marcel, which was absolutely amazing. I've wanted to meet Mark for a long time. His talk on Ape Canyon and the sharing of his personal encounter story during his talk was so good. Mark is just the nicest individual. Met people like, Strangeology. Jeff came all the way from Vermont. Such a good time. Jonathan Dodd, his brother Joe, Sherwin from Sherwin Sketches. Danner from Conjure Dust. He was looking dapper with his getup. You can see that foot. I think I put that photo on Instagram, but nice to meet you, dude. A group of us went out to eat to this great pizza place, Easton Hawk. You know what you did. I'm just kidding, bud. You're an awesome dude. And I really appreciate Easton hooking me up with this fantastic Bigfoot print, which was just so beautiful. I really appreciate you, Easton. Everyone check out his stuff. So Dr. Maria Mayo are there. That was cool. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Ben Hansen was cool. A lot of these guys were speakers. I wasn't really familiar with Ben's work. I never watched Fact or Faked, and I'm going to have to, definitely take the time to watch that, because I was blown away by his presentation on cryptids like the Beast of Dartmoor. And he was throwing out stuff like Marley Woods, which if you're in the Midwest, man, not a lot of people talk about Marley Woods, but the people that do, those are the people that know about the Skinwalker Ranch in Missouri. So stay tuned. Hopefully more to come on that. It was a pleasure meeting the Sasquatch Tracks guys. Those guys are just class act dudes. Got to talk to Smokey for a bit. Such a cool dude. They're all cool, of course. Micah, guys, you missed out. I'm going to say it 100 times. You missed out by not going to CryptidCon, because there was a lot of stuff said in these presentations that you're not going to get anywhere else. One of them was Micah talked about how he's filing FOIA requests about Bigfoot encounters in the national parks, and it was crazy, dude. The stuff he was throwing out, like, I'm gonna be, jumping into Sasquatch Tracks. That's not one. I know it's. See, the thing is, guys, that I do so much stuff with Bigfoot Society. I don't get a lot of time to watch podcasts, but I'm pushing Sasquatch Tracks up on the schedule. I mean, I should be able to catch up because they do about one a month. But man, Micah was so good in his presentation. Cliff's presentation was amazing. He was sharing photos of Renee DeHinden that had never been seen before from the Barbara Wasson collection the museum just got. I mean, this is stuff you're only going to get at CryptidCon and these festivals. It's important to go if you can, and then to meet all these people online. Meet the people you met online in real life, because you're going to get these connections and these chats that you weren't getting anywhere else. Like, for example, I'm not going to talk too much inside baseball, but I'm going to mention that, like, you can see a picture that I took and I've got on my socials, and there's a group of us that got together on Sunday night and just talked for hours about Bigfoot and cryptids and stuff. And these are people that would not normally get together. This is people, everyone from, Strangeology, Jonathan Dodd, my buddy Scott from Patreon. We had Mark Marcel there. We had Tim Halloran from Bigfoot Influencers, Alex and Eli. And I mean, the information, the connections that were getting thrown around, and like the research that was getting connected between people in only ways that you could get in in an amazing conversation like this. I mean, I put in the Patreon that it's the best episode of Bigfoot Society that was never recorded. Not to make you feel bad, but I mean, you got to get to these conferences and just start talking to people, and you're going to have experiences, that'll blow your mind. Stay tuned to the end of this episode too. I went around and did mini interviews with about 38 people, and these are the content creators, speakers, what their favorite cryptid is and why. And I think you'll find it very enjoyable, but you guys stick to the end of the episode for that. It was amazing to see Alex and Eli again. I had met them last summer in Iowa when they were on the way out to film their Colorado episode. They did stop. We went out to eat at Jethro's Barbecue, and then we went out to Van Meter, of course, because you got to do that. I showed them, all the visitor places. Meeting small town monsters was an absolute delight. I was a little bit like, is it going to be as awesome as I hope that it will. And it was even more awesome. I mean, that team is the nicest guy. They're the nicest guys. I can't say enough good about them. It was so great to see Seth. Seth was awesome. I mean, and he was like, he even took me aside. He was like, dude, you know, how are you feeling? Because, you know, longtime listeners will know I had some health issues last year. He's like, dude, how are you doing? I want to make sure you're okay. And now I really appreciate that. Thank you, Seth, for checking in, man. It's great to talk to people like Heather, Courtney. You know, Courtney works so hard. Heather they all work so hard. People that, you know, if you've just watched Small Town Monster, you don't know how hard those guys are working behind the scenes. It's nuts. Alex and Eli, I mean, they're just funny dudes. It's great to talk to them for extended periods throughout the weekend. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. The booth they had set up was amazing. They had Alex and Eli's Bigfooting stuff set out. They had props from the different STM films over the years. It was an amazing experience. It was fun to connect with Zach. Zach Palmisano is a guy I've never really talked to, but he is a cool dude. So hats off to you, Zach. You're a nice guy. And dude, you're funny as all get out. So hats off to you, dude. It's just CryptidCon is a crazy, crazy place, and you got to go. Any of the festivals, if you can make it, you got to go, no doubt. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Of course, you know, CryptidCon was in Lexington, Kentucky. Cool place. There's other stuff to do in Lexington. If you go down to CryptidCon, I'm going to do a little shout out to Kentucky for Kentucky. It's about 10 minutes away from the venue center that we currently use in Lexington. And it's got a taxidermy bear, which is called the cocaine bear. Now, Bigfoot Society doesn't endorse the use of cocaine, of course, but we do endorse amazing tales and weird history and legends and folklore. That's what we endorse, not the other stuff. So anyways, you can go to this cool shop. They've got all these fun t-shirts, and, you know, you can buy like Bigfoot stuff from Archie McPhee there and all sorts of cool stuff. But they have a stuffed bear, and the story is that back in the 80s, there was a guy who was trying to smuggle cocaine from Colombia, and he was flying a Cessna 404. Pretty much, he tried to jump out of the plane. The parachute did not, didn't, you know, pretty much he hit the ground. They found him, unfortunately, unalive, as the TikTokers say, in someone's driveway, and thousands of dollars, tons of cocaine. Bad news. But the weird thing is that 175 miles away in the Chattahoochee National Forest, in Tennessee, I believe, they found a bear that was unalived as well, because a duffel bag had fallen from the Cessna with about 77 pounds of cocaine. Unfortunately, this bear, dubbed now Pablo Escobar, some really niche humor there that they've used, it ate all the 77 pounds of cocaine. And, you know, hats off to you, bear, dude. You know, I'm sorry that you're unalived, but you now live on in Kentucky for Kentucky. This story. If you like this story, it's going to be a movie coming out next year. So hold on to your hats. That's going to be a wild one. Maybe not for the kids. I don't know. It's definitely not a cartoon. Back to CryptidCon. You know, one thing I really appreciate is, like, you know, I have some amazing Patreon members, and the people I was able to meet, you know, not just the content creators, not just the artists. It was, you know, like hanging out with Scott all weekend was amazing. Seeing Jeff Craig from Map in Black. He's also, you know, one of the dudes. Hanging out with him. He's the nicest dude. Pick up a Map in Black from him. You need it for your collection. Seeing Daniel Thorndike from Y2K Movies, and Blue Room Insight, and Matt as well. You know, those guys are so nice. The nicest dudes. You got to check out their podcast. Again, if you check it out, some of them might be not kid friendly, but hey, it's all cool. They're good. So, let's see who. Oh, Whiskey for Cryptids. Whiskey with Cryptids. Sorry, Michael. Dude, so nice to meet you. Even though it was quick. Dude, nicest guy. Very cool guy. It looks like you got a lot of. You did some cool stuff when you were on there too. I saw it in your. Follow him on TikTok. He's a cool guy. Speaking of TikToks, met Bethany from TikTok, and that was cool. Bethany is such a nice individual. She came all the way down from the Northeast. I'll just leave it at that. But she made me a Van Meter Visitor themed Christmas ornament. Speaking of the Visitor, there was actually quite a bit of Van Meter Visitor themed items, and I was impressed. I mean, there's stickers all over the place. Ballyraven was there. Ballyraven's so nice. Oh my goodness, if you ever get to meet Ballyraven, she's great. There's so many new amazing artists. I know I'm gonna forget some. You need to go to the Bigfoot Society Instagram and you need to see my swag posts, and I have tons of people, tagged. It's such a fun time. The Charlie Raymond, if you're into like really cool Bigfoot information and great encounters stories, you need to look up Charlie Raymond, Kentucky Bigfoot guy. But he was showing Bigfoot photos that haven't, he was like, you can't take pictures of these. You can't put them on the internet. But literally, he showed a picture, and it looked like it was the backside of a figure walking away, and it looked like Patty. Like, it was crazy how similar it looked. And yeah, you probably never see it. So that's why you go to things like Crypticon. Hotel was great. I had a great restaurant in there, great place to hang out, and got to hang out with all the content creators, all the Bigfooters, some fun people walking around cosplaying. Hats off to you cosplayers. The Mandalorian Mothman. Oh my goodness, you are a delight. There was a Krampus walking around, a Mothman. Of course, the Hodag was in full force. If you don't know the Hodag, you got to look up the Hodag store, and then you got to go to one of these events that the Hodag is at and get a Hodag root beer, because Hodag root beer has been reformulated. It's smoother. It's more filtered. It's sweetened with actual honey nut. It is so good. So you can go up to the Hodag Heritage Festival too, up there in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Mountain Monsters. Yeah, they were there. Those guys are so nice. I've never seen I would definitely consider them celebrities, but I've never met a group of individuals that love their fans as much as they do.
Tired of long waits and rushed care at the ER and urgent care clinic? Next time, stay home and let Dispatch Health bring the power of the hospital to you.
I call Dispatch Health. A care team of medical professionals actually come to your house.
They're the same caliber of people that you would see if you were at a hospital or an urgent care.
Dispatch Health can treat most non-life-threatening emergencies.
They can do the x-rays, they can do stitches.
Urinary tract infections, blood test, urinalysis, ultrasound.
It's almost everything that they can do at the ER.
You never feel rushed. They're there for you and only you.
I felt like their only patient.
And it costs no more than a trip to urgent care, because Dispatch Health is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. See if we serve your home at dispatchhealth.com.
Dispatch Health really went above and beyond.
It's wonderful to have care come to your home.
House calls are back, and they're better than ever. Learn more at dispatchhealth.com.
They were making every fan feel like they were the top of the world, the most important. They were doing videos. They were like, hats off to you guys. Some people may be like, those guys are too loud. Huey Lewis, Back to the Future. But I say you guys rock, and it's a lesson we can all learn. If someone loves your stuff, make them feel like the king of the world. Make everyone feel like the king of the world, or queen of the world, or whatever you want to be. Or sheriff of the world. I don't know. I'm so tired right now. It's incredible. It was a great weekend, but I'm really tired. Gotta get back to work. Let's see. I know I'm gonna miss people. I'm sorry, but Cryptids of the Corn. So the guys from Cryptids of the Corn are the coolest dudes. I got to spend some time chatting with them. If you're not, I know I'm late to the Cryptids of the Corn podcast train, but you need to get on the Cryptids of the Corn train because they're smart dudes. They're from Ohio. They talk about some crazy Bigfoot stuff there, but they're also talking about cryptids and other weird stuff. If you like Smithsonian chats about like where'd the bones go, what happened, these are your guys. So if you like the weird stuff and blurry creatures, you probably would maybe also like Cryptids of the Corn too. These guys are cool. So I'm going to be chatting more with these guys. I've got so many contacts for the podcast that I'll be following up on. Get some solid interviews. Bigfoot Society is going to have some really good content coming out soon. And we got a backlog. Holy mackerel, guys. We are still working through a backlog of interviews that I've done. As always, if you want to hear those interviews, you can always go to patreon.com/the Bigfoot Society, and you can, my supporters in there, you guys are awesome. We do watch parties every month. We hang out. We got a Discord where, if you want to chat with me and chat with like-minded individuals, like that's the place to do it. And you get to listen to episodes before they come out to the public. And also there's exclusive episodes every month. There's other stuff too. That's what comes to mind because, can you hear the train, guys? Can you hear that train? I love it. Thanks, train. Patreon.com/the Bigfoot Society. Thank you, trains, so much. Again, if you can get to a thing like CryptidCon, it is worth your time. And everyone that I met and everyone that came up to me and shared amazing stories, Ike, I'm talking to you, bud. I appreciate you coming up and sharing your stories. And I hope we have a conversation in the future because the listeners would love it. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for taking the time to hang out. We're about to go into about 38 mini interviews with your favorite content creators, your favorite personalities from around CryptidCon. So the audio is a little bit, it's funny. Maybe not the sweetest audio like you hear now, but you're going to love it. It's a fun mini chats about cryptids and what their favorite cryptid is and why. So enjoy the next little part coming up here. That'll be the end of the episode. But everyone that listens to Bigfoot Society, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this podcast and make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that, if you could leave a rating on iTunes, give 5 stars, that would be fantastic. That'd be phenomenal. And if you really want to get on board, you can go over to patreon.com/the Bigfoot Society, join the party. It's like $6 or $7 a month. But if you can't, just send me a message on Instagram and let's chat. Share your story. I'd love to hear your story. You can also email it to bigfootsociety@gmail.com. Share me your story. I'd love to hear it, and maybe we can chat in the future about it. You guys are amazing. Thank you for listening. That's been the CryptidCon recap for 2022. Here come the interviews.
Okay. I am Whitney Yaden with Whitney Yaden Art. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I do oil paintings and felts, and my favorite cryptid is the Fresno Nightcrawlers. I love them because they're so weird and bizarre, but also cute in a strange way as well.
Hey, my name is Heather Mosier. I'm a producer and researcher at Small Town Monsters. My favorite cryptid is probably a toss-up between a Wendigo and a Goat Man, because both equally terrify me to no end.
Hi, my name's Courtney Swihart. I'm the business manager and cinematographer for Small Town Monsters, and my favorite cryptid is Bigfoot, because he is really awesome, and having been with someone who's seen Bigfoot, I really want to investigate more and hopefully see it myself.
Hi, I'm Zach Palmisano from Small Town Monsters. I'm the director of photography, and my favorite cryptid is the Flatwoods Monster, because I like pink gas, and I like the way he looks.
My name's Eli Watson. My favorite cryptid is the Yeti because it's cool, and Ivan Sanderson rocks.
Hey, it's Alex Petikov. My favorite cryptid is probably Champ, the Lake Champlain monster, but Bigfoot's my favorite to investigate.
Hey, it's Seth Breedlove. It's early in the morning. My favorite cryptid is the Flatwoods Monster, a legacy of fear.
My name is Jamie Snell. I am a cryptozoologist. And one of my favorite cryptids, I probably, if you really want to say a cryptid, I would probably say Wendigo. But I do like a plethora of different cryptids.
My name is Brian. I'm on the Cryptid Creatures podcast. I guess my favorite cryptid would be the Loch Ness Monster. I've always been pretty fascinated with the water monsters, and that's like the queen of the water monsters, so that's what I'm into.
Yeah, it's Ron from Wild and Weird, West Virginia, and Wild and Weird Radio. My favorite cryptid is a hard thing. I'm going to say all of them, but I lean toward Mothman.
Hey guys, my name is Jerry Pauly. I'm one of the hosts, my wife Tracy, with Hillbilly Horror Stories. And my favorite cryptid, I guess I've got to say it has to be Mothman, just because of our proximity. We're only a couple of hours away from Point Pleasant, but without a doubt, that's probably my favorite.
Hey, this is Joe Perdue from Wild and Weird Radio in Wild and Weird, West Virginia, and my favorite cryptid has got to be probably Seth Breedlove, because of those just dashingly handsome blazers that he's always got. I mean, who wouldn't love those?
Hey, this is Matt Pruitt. I'm here at CryptidCon with Jeremiah Byron. I think if I had to pick a favorite cryptid, it would obviously be the Sasquatch, because it's captivated me and elicited insatiable curiosity out of me for about 2 decades now. And so I also think it's the one mystery that we have a good chance of solving. And so maybe it's a little bit of low-hanging fruit in that way, but that's why that's my favorite cryptid.
Hey there, this is Smokey Waddell from the Sasquatch Tracks podcast. It's here at CryptidCon with our good friends at the Bigfoot Society. Looking back on it, Bigfoot is my favorite cryptid, but the one that really has kept its claws in me over the years is probably the Mothman. I love him, yet I fear him and he follows me. But thank you guys, and enjoy the Bigfoot Society.
My name is Easton Honk. I draw cryptids and creepy things, and my favorite cryptid is the Indiana Oxford ghoul snake, which is a pretty niche, unheard of cryptid, so check that out. I do not steal pizza and eat it for myself. No matter what Jeff or Jeremiah say, I didn't do it, and my name is Claire.
Hi, I'm Dr. Maria Mayer from Expedition Bigfoot, and my favorite cryptid would have to be Bigfoot. I'm just really fascinated by the lore surrounding it, especially all the Native American stories, and honestly the high strangeness that surrounds it all when we're out in the field.
I'm Cliff Barrickman. Wait, what do you want me to say?
Just your name.
Name, favorite cryptid, and what?
What you do.
What I do. I'm Cliff Barrickman. I'm the owner and curator of the North American Bigfoot Center in Boring, Oregon. And, I mean, obviously my favorite cryptid is Bigfoot. Duh.
Omi Salavea, Creep Geeks podcast, and my favorite cryptid is Yi Nadaloshi.
Greg from the Creek Peaks podcast. Favorite cryptid is probably going to be Loch Ness.
All right. Hey, I'm Jeff Warren from the Strangeology podcast. My favorite cryptid is the Jersey Devil. I just love the American folklore of it. And he's just a really cool cryptid. And gotta love those flyboys, you know?
This is Jonathan Dodd, live from CryptidCon. I do mostly paintings and prints. I have some stickers for sale, and I love Bigfoot. Bigfoot's my favorite cryptid of all time because I think he could really be out there.
Hello there, my name is Sharon Piggle Campbell, aka Sharon Sketch and Cryptids and Crafts. I am a cryptid artist. All my work is based on cryptids, creatures of myth, lore, and possible sightings. With that being said, there's always story behind all my pieces. My favorite cryptid would have to be that of the Aswang or Manananggal specifically, a Filipino cryptid known for eating babies.
My name is Zach Bales, and I'm an author, educator, and I run a museum in Somerset, Kentucky called the Nightmare Gallery, Paranormal Road Trippers Nightmare Gallery. And my favorite cryptid is the Hopkinsville Goblin. It's a Kentucky cryptid, and I'm from Kentucky, and it's just right down the road. So I've always been inspired by that legend.
My name is Tim Halloran. I am the author of the Bigfoot Influencers, a new book that was just released. Thrilled to be here. My favorite cryptid, obviously, is Bigfoot. Just fascinated with the thousands and thousands of reports and the First Nation and Native American lore over the subject.
Thanks, man.
Hi, I'm Belly Raven at CryptidCon. I illustrate cryptids. I'm an anatomical cryptid illustrator, and I write books about mythology and folklore. My favorite cryptid is the Grassman. He's the most versatile Bigfoot. He can be incredibly cruel and violent, but there's also a different side of him that can be kind, that saves children and helps lost people in the woods.
I love that.
Hello, I'm the great and powerful Mr. E.
And I'm your conspiracy hat, Mr. J.
We're Crypts the Corn podcast. My favorite cryptid is the atmospheric jellyfish. Just due to my love of biology, especially aquatic biology, but the atmospheric jellyfish kind of fits that with being a UFO.
And mine may be the Snallygaster, because it just is a fun story, and Teddy Roosevelt went after him. It's good history, good U.S. American history.
I'm Buck. I'm with Mountain Monsters. My favorite cryptid is Bigfoot. I've been hunting him for several years, and my obsession with him started whenever I was about 8 years old.
I'm Wild Bill from Mountain Monsters. I'm a tracker on the Ames team, and my favorite creature to go after is a Prairie County Grassman because he's badass. Hoorah!
My name is Holly Wallahan. I'm Holly Who Art. I draw cryptids and monsters. My favorite cryptid, I think, is the Fresno Nightcrawlers because it's just so weird.
Hi, I'm Daniel Sauvé-Rogan. I'm the writer and co-creator of Roz and the Big Man, a graphic novel about the collision of cryptids and conspiracies in the 1950s. My favorite cryptid has to be Bigfoot. It was the guy that started me down the whole trail. From there was just learning that there were more of these things, that these stories span different cultures and different regions, places that had no contact, and really just informed kind of my perception of how we tell stories and what is sort of lurking in those shadows.
Okay, my name is Joe Fogel. I do cryptoteology, which is cryptid t-shirts with a little bit of pop culture, comic book horror humor involved, and I think that my favorite cryptid has to be the Mothman, just because the supernatural elements of the character is very mysterious, kind of a little bit like a member of the X-Men.
Hi, I'm Natalie Kovach from Shapeless Flame. I'm a cartoonist and illustrator, and I draw lots of monsters and critters. My favorite cryptid is Mothman because he's misunderstood. He's not a harbinger of doom. He's just a cute little buddy, and I want to be his best friend.
What was it again? Name,
what you do.
Cryptid, favorite.
Cryptid, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hi there. This is Ben Burnell from the Hodag store up in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. In case you're curious, my favorite cryptid would be none other than a Hodag.
But why?
Why?
Yeah.
It's the most fiercest, strangest creature to ever shed razor-sharp claws on the face of the earth.
Hi, my name is Carrie Bladorn, and I'm the director at Pioneer Park Historical Complex in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, Rhinelander, Wisconsin, home of the Hodag. which features a wonderful hodag exhibit. And of course, my favorite cryptid is hodags, and they are the most unique cryptid on the face of the planet. Nowhere else on Earth will you find a community that loves its cryptid like Rhinelander loves its hodags.
This is fantastic.
I am Jeff Craig. I make Hidden Ohio Map and Map in Black. My favorite cryptid is the Loveland Frogman, because that's my local cryptid in Cincinnati, and we're going to celebrate everything about Frogman in March of 23. Come on down!
All right, this is Matt from Blue Room Insight, and my favorite cryptid is the Mokele Mbembe, and it's a dinosaur man. Who doesn't love dinosaurs?
Hey, this is Daniel Thorndike from Blue Room Insight and Y2K Movies, and my favorite cryptid is all of them. Because I love learning about all of them.
My name's Corey Seymour at Seymour's Captive Cryptids. I make latex cryptid masks and novelty items. My favorite cryptid is probably the chupacabra, because it's the most unknown and unseen one, I think, of all of them.
Hi, I'm Eugene Ferrer. I'm with Other Side Print here at Crypticon. I deal with the weird and the strange in art format and graphic design and illustration. My favorite cryptid is the Jersey Devil, because I love cryptid things, weird things that fly. I find that very terrifying. And the fact that people have seen a giant dragon creature in the wood pine barrens of New Jersey is pretty terrifying to me.
Thank you for listening to Bigfoot Society. If you like the show, please review and rate it 5 stars on iTunes. Hit the share button and send this episode to all your friends on social media. Subscribe to Bigfoot Society wherever you listen to podcasts. It doesn't cost a thing. Pick up a Bigfoot Society shirt or enamel pin over on our Etsy page, and people will tell you all about their Bigfoot sightings when you wear it. At least that's what people tell us. That's what happens. If you'd like to become an official member of Bigfoot Society with a membership card, a community of like-minded individuals, and extra content each month, then please consider becoming a supporter of the podcast by going to www.patreon.com/The Bigfoot Society. Thanks for listening.
Tired of long waits and rushed care at the ER and urgent care clinic? Next time, stay home and let Dispatch Health bring the power of the hospital to you.
I call Dispatch Health. A care team of medical professionals actually come to your house.
They're the same caliber of people that you would see if you were at a hospital or an urgent care.
Dispatch Health can treat most non-life-threatening emergencies.
They can do the x-rays, they can do stitches,
urinary tract infections, blood test, urinalysis, ultrasound.
It's almost everything that they can do at the ER.
You never feel rushed. They're there for you and only you.
I felt like their only patient.
And it costs no more than a trip to urgent care, because Dispatch Health is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. See if we serve your home at dispatchhealth.com.
Dispatch Health really went above and beyond.
It's wonderful to have care come to your home.
House calls are back, and they're better than ever. Learn more at dispatchhealth.com.